Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and welcome to another video, and welcome to the first day of my TBR Advent Calendar. So my TBR Advent Calendar, my Vlogmas this year, is very kindly sponsored by Serious Readers, who make amazing reading lights like this one. You will see me using this throughout this video and probably in other videos throughout the next few weeks. And I have an offer code and more details all linked down below in the description. But yes, today is the first day of December. So the first day of my TBR Advent Calendar. When I'm filming this, I guess it's the 2nd of December. It will be the 2nd of December when you're seeing this. And yeah, I'm feeling like relatively festive actually for the 1st of December, I think because of this TBR Advent Calendar project, which I'm excited for. So I have my Christmas mug and I'm wearing like a relatively festive top. And yes, let's do some reading. So I'm going to pick the first book from my TBR Advent Calendar. I'm pretty sure I know what this one is actually because it's a hardback and relatively distinctive. And it is indeed The Wood at Midwinter by Susanna Clarke, which I got for Christmas last year, and I've been saving partly for this and also because I gather it's quite a festive read. So I think this will be a really fun one to read today. It's very, very beautiful. Lovely end papers, and I feel like it has illustrations. Yeah, it does have illustrations. And actually just looking at it, the text is so big and there's lots of illustrations and it's very, very short. I feel like this is going to take me all of an hour to read, if that. So I'm gonna, do some reading and let you know how I get on. Hello again, I'm back. I have finished reading The Wood at Midwinter, which took me all of about half an hour, which I guess is the idea behind this TBR Advent Calendar. That's why I picked out all the shortest books in my TBR, and this was probably the shortest book of all of them, because it is tiny. It is about 50 pages, and some of the pages are, just have very little text on them. I don't know how many words the short story is, but to be honest, it's probably only like 2,000 words. It's just a short story. But it is beautifully illustrated. I really like the edition. I'm glad to have like a physical edition of it rather than just read the text, because it's just really, really stunning. I think you'll have seen some of the illustrations as I read, but it's just like, yeah, it's just really gorgeously done, which is really nice. And I enjoyed the story itself. It is very short, and I feel like I kind of wish it was 5 times, 7 times, 10 times the length. I love Susanna Clarke's writing a lot. I've loved Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, and the short story collection also set in that world, which is called The Ladies of Grace Jew. And I also loved her book Piranesi. I just think she's a fantastic writer. And this is a short story, a sort of Christmas fairy tale, which is both, it's like a weird mix of cozy and sinister in a way that I quite enjoyed, and is very fitting for fairy tales really. And this is a fairy tale about a young woman, sort of 19 I think it says she is, who goes into the wood with her pet animals. And I probably don't want to say anything more about it than that because it's so short, and it is a fun thing to read at this time of year. It's very wintry and festive. Like I said, it's quite short, so I feel like, one, I don't have too much to say about it, but also I do just kind of wish it was longer because I love Susanna Clarke's writing, and she has like an author's note at the back where she talks about her inspiration behind the story and kind of what the story means, which I really, really enjoy and found very interesting. And she also mentions that in her mind this is set in the world of Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, which I don't think you'd necessarily know from reading it, but does work, and I feel like this would fit quite well with the sort of stories in The Ladies of Grace Jew. I suppose it's probably aimed a little bit younger, like you could read this as a kid, though as I say, it is sort of that weird mixture of sinister and cozy, which some fairy tales are, where you're like, is this really a children's story? But it has that sort of fairy tale younger feel to it, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. As I said, I don't have too much to say about this one because it's so short, and is a short story really rather than a novella, whereas I feel like lots of the other things I have in my TBR Advent Calendar are novellas, and I've got some poetry collections as well. I imagine some of my TBR Advent Calendar videos will be like 4 minutes and some of them will be like 8 minutes, and that's fine. And I feel like I don't have anything more to say today. So I've enjoyed the first day of my TBR Advent Calendar and I'm looking forward to doing this every day. And now that I have done my reading for the day, I'm gonna go and do my work. And yeah, this was very fun. That's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow with another bookish video.